Hello dears, welcome to Beauty for Heart. I'm Lily, also known as Lulu. Today I'll be sharing with you dears 10 eyeshadow palettes to keep tag. This tag was created by Annette's Makeup Corner. Quite some time ago, I will link her video URL over here on the iCard and also in the description box below. Please refer to it for more information. And since I was doing the all about my eyeshadow palettes tag, which the oldest eyeshadow palettes I had was 20 years old, I thought why not just do this tag as well. For this tag, we have to imagine for whatever the reason is, we can only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes and what will be the 10. If you dears like to do this tag, please feel free to do it, but also please give credits to the original creator Annette. Thank you so much. And now, let's get started! All these 10 eyeshadow palettes are selected based on their good quality formula and their color stories. All of them are cruelty free and some are vegan. They are neutral colors themed, but my neutral tends to lean on the pink, the mauve, and the neutrals, not so much into the browns. They are colorful ones too. There's my favorite color eyeshadow like the purple, the pinks, and the greens. They are from the indie brands, the drugstore brands, the mainstream Sephora brands, and organic brands. Quite a lot of variety. And most of the eyeshadow palettes I mentioned over here, I already did a dedicated swatch and review video, and all these eyeshadow palettes will be based on the alphabetical order. So let's start with, this is the one, AEPH Soft Glam. This is my very first AEPH eyeshadow palette. At first when I saw the promo picture, I thought that this is a very boring color theme, but somehow I'm much more willing to spend on a boring color theme because I can use this kind of color stories every day. And when I received this palette, I find that the color stories is much more lovely in person than in the photos. And because these color stories are very basic, they are very versatile. My most favorite colors in this palette will be this rose pink, this sultry, and also this bronze. And usually I use this for work. You can also use this to the office. I wear these eyeshadow palettes to attend wedding, and 2 years ago when my younger sister-in-law was married, I used this on my elder sister-in-law. And my elder sister-in-law doesn't wear makeup, but she can accept this color very well. AEPH formulas tends to be very soft and a bit loose. Their matte blends out very well and very fast. Their shimmers and metallics are very soft, buttery and pigmented. In Japan, when you swirl around with the brushes to pick the colors up, there's a lot of kickback, but not so much fallout when you apply them on the eyes. And I absolutely enjoy the colors and the versatility and the formula. And the next will be from Barry M Treasure Chest. This is so far the best drugstore, and by drugstore I mean Watson and Guardian Pharmacy. So this is the best cruelty-free drugstore eyeshadow palette I bought so far. This is big formula, be it whether the matte or the shimmeries, they are all very soft, pigmented, buttery and very smooth. Goes on easily on the eyes. I was very happy with the purchase and I did a dedicated swatch and review video for this palette, and most of my audience comment that this palette looks very pigmented and the colors is very pretty and very good quality, although some may not have seen this in real life before. Treasure Chest has more pink, it's softer and more romantic. I've mentioned this palette, Treasure Chest, in my video many times. And this is absolutely the most enjoyable eyeshadow formula I've tried in the drugstore. Very worth the purchase. Next eyeshadow palettes will be from Blush Tribe and Paulina. This is a collaboration between Blush Tribe and Paulina. Paulina is a Sweden beauty YouTuber that I watch frequently. So Paulina loves purple, pink, and green eyeshadow colors. But she claims that recently she is more into neutral colors. This palette is already discontinued, so is Blush Tribe, which is the brand. So you cannot get this palette anymore. So scarcity plays a very important role over here, that's why I choose this palette. But also I like the greens, the purples and the pinks. But the pinks, I would prefer a much softer pink than this kind of bright pink. but sometimes to have some fun, I will include this pink in my eyeshadow look. I mainly love the two purples over here, which is this Tingling, which is a light lilac-y purple, and this is Selma, who is the owner of Blast Tribe, and this is a deep royal purple. So usually for purples, I like either a light lilac-y purple and a deep royal purple. Usually purple is very hard to formulate, but in this palette, these two purples are very soft, buttery, and very pigmented. So I reached this palette mainly because of these two purple. And this is a limited edition palette from Charlotte Tilbury, the Icon palette, which is an all satin and shimmery colors palette. I chose this palette mainly because this is one of the most expensive palettes I bought, and I'm happier with this expensive palette than the rest of my expensive palette. And since for this tag I can only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes, I must definitely choose one expensive palette so that I can make my money spent on this palette more worth it. This is my first Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette and also the first few products from Charlotte Tilbury, and was amazed by the performance. The shimmers formula is almost the creamy to powdery type. In the pan, when I use my finger to swatch it, it feels like the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadow formula, but it's not as bouncy as the Super Shock eyeshadow formula. It's pigmented, long-lasting, and very smooth on the eyes, blend out so well with each other. Although there is no matte in this palette, I can always use matte from the other palettes. There are a variety of colors over here. There are the soft pinks and romantic ones, which I can use the pink to create a romantic and soft look. There's also dark colors over here. I can create a dark sultry look with these colors, and there's jewel tones color in this. So for this palette, we can create different kinds of look. And in fact, when I went to the Charlotte Tilbury's website, they actually recommend us to create looks according to the columns. So you can use this column over here to create one look, then this color number 2 another look, and this color number 3 another look, and this dark and sultry one will be the 4th look. As I mentioned just now, this is a limited edition eyeshadow palette. If I'm not wrong, this was their holiday release in 2018, 2 years ago. But last night when I checked their website, this palette is still available. The next eyeshadow palette will be from Colourpop, Bare Necessities. This is one of their biggest 30 pan eyeshadow palette. Before the Bare Necessities palette appears, this Give It To Me Straight is my most favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palette. And I find that the Bare Necessities is actually the extended version of this Give It To Me Straight. Let me show you side by side. So when this Bare Necessity appears, this will be my most favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palette. In this Bare Necessities eyeshadow palette, there is more colors variety than Give It To Me Straight, and it's very versatile. Because Bare Necessities is the bigger palette, I find that this fits into today's theme better. In the pan, the colors darken as the rose goes by. We can use these Bare Necessities for the office, to go to parties, for dinner functions, for bridal makeup, and so much more. This is one of my top 7 favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palette in 2019. And for today's makeup, I'm using the colors over here. There's a number of colors, about 7 to 8 colors. If you guys are very into the neutral colors theme, you can get these Bare Necessities from Colourpop. Next will be from Juvia's Place, the Magic Mini. I enjoyed Juvia's Place formula. As usual, the completionist me wanted to collect all their eyeshadow palettes in the past, but this year, the good girl me didn't buy any of their eyeshadow palettes, so good work for myself. Yeah! And for this Magic Mini, this is my most favorite palette from the Juvia's Place. And for this palette, I like some of their interesting colors, which is the greens, the pinks, the purples, the gold. And these colors can definitely add variety to my makeup look. My most favorite color in this eyeshadow palette will be this Faso. And again, this is the light lilac-y purple. And also this matte dark royal purple, almost to the navy blue type. And I like to mix these two colors together. Let me show you. This is the dark royal matte purple. And this is Faso. When these two colors are combined together, it has a very interesting twist and it has a very beautiful sheen. So this is how I like to use these two colors together. Next will be from Makeup Rising Phoenix, Neverwinter Autosys. This was given to me by Makeup Rising Phoenix and they are a Singapore indie brand been on the market for a decade. I'm so proud. Last year, I'm the first beauty YouTuber to do a review of this Neverwinter Autosys palette in YouTube. So this palette, Neverwinter Autosys, was the 20194 palette for Makeup Rising Phoenix. Their color story is inspired by the Northern Aurora lights, and frankly speaking, being living in a tropical country, I can never imagine how will the Aurora lights look in the real life. So I'm always amazed by the creativity and the inspiration from Makeup Rising Phoenix. I find the color scheme is so out of this world and it's so unique, and it's very suitable to use on fall transiting to winter. One of the color is moldy, so I threw it away. I got lots of eyeshadows and lipsticks that turns moldy. It's very humid over here. I mentioned a few times before, after playing with this palette, I don't want to play with any other palettes for a long time. Makeup Rising Phoenix is always good with their shimmer formula. They are so shining, smooth and refined. There are only two matte in this palette, which is this, which is a medium teal green, and this, which is a cool tone medium purple matte. These two will stain the eyes a little. For this palette, this is the Seraphic Guardian. This is a multi-chrome. A pink multi-chrome with gold and green shift. It's my most favorite color in this palette. I've mentioned this many times. See? See the shift? And this Fenstermal Killer, which is a subtle brown multi-chrome eyeshadow with a green and copper shift. This is the other multi-chrome. I enjoy their multi-chrome formula, so smooth and buttery. So this is Urban Decay's Naked Honey eyeshadow palette. This is my first Urban Decay Naked eyeshadow palette. I was very nervous when I ordered this from Sephora online because I don't enjoy the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. And when Naked Cherry was released, I wanted very much to get the Naked Cherry. But when I swatched the Naked Cherry at Sephora, I was turned off by the texture. That's why, without trying this, I was very nervous. To my pleasant surprise, this formula is very good. This is a neutral and gold palette. There's different color depth to use on different parts of our eyelid. So it will be great for days when I want a more down-to-earth look. And this palette will be from the Odins Eyes Freya. Odins Eye is a Swedish indie brand and this is their very first eyeshadow palette. It has very romantic color scheme, that's why I chose it. I was amazed and love their metallics with glitter formula. The metallic with glitter formula feels also like Colourpop Super Shock without that bounciness. And on the eyes, it makes our eyes sparkles and speeds. Their matte is very smooth and the color is very opaque. This was also one of my top 10 eyeshadow palettes to use for this Valentine's Day. I've also mentioned this palette a few times in my video and I really love the color stories and the metallics with glitters formula over here. The next palette will be from Zoe Organic Floral Metallic Eyeshadow Quartz. This is the Quartz Havana. For the longest time, I think at least for 4 months beginning of this year, I was very into pink eyeshadow look. And when I feel like having pinks, I almost want to have pink every day. I reach out for this palette. not palette, quartz. Although these two colors look very similar to one another, and the pinks also look a little similar. This is the lighter one, this is the brighter one. I enjoy the quality very much. Love that Zui Organic is organic and also made of natural ingredients. There's no chemicals and is safe to use even for the sensitive skin. This metallic is very buttery and pigmented. There's a light rose scent, and this scent made the using experience more enjoyable. Their scent is not added, they comes from the ingredient they use, and all their powders products are made of 3 flowers, which is rose, chamomile, jasmine, and that explains why there is a rose scent over here. I did also a dedicated swatch and review video for this, and I will link it somewhere on the screen and also in the description box, but I think for the eye cards I already exceed their limit, so please refer to the description box below. Alright dears, now it's your turn to share with me what is your one eyeshadow palette that you will keep regardless of what has happened. Please comment in the comment section below, yeah? Thank you so much. And last but not least, here's an inner beauty tip for us to be more beautiful and more wise. We don't have to be born beautiful to be wildly attractive. Thank you so much for watching dears. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe and share this with your friends. May you dears have a peaceful, blissful and joyful week ahead. See you next time. Bye! And please check out these videos. Thank you.